Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is literally a self-appreciation vlog for myself because I deserve it, and I'm gonna tell y'all why in a quick second. So tomorrow, May 26th, is the last day of sophomore season, and I am beyond excited. Listen, sophomore season has had some highs and just as equally some lows thrown into the mix as well. If you missed Tuesday Talk episode 56, the recap of sophomore season, please be sure to check that out, and it will be, helpful to you so you can be able to better understand about the highs and the lows on top of this vlog as well. Looking back, I would have never imagined, losing my pop right at the beginning of the fourth quarter of this school year. I mean, we had spring break, came back on that Monday, then had school again on Tuesday. The next day, March 22nd, my pop passed away. And literally everything before that was so perfect. Like, spring break was so amazing. And y'all know because I did a spring break edition of Weekend Recap and I took you guys along the fun things that I did. And so, everything was just so great. And I was so happy as well the day before Pop passed away. Like, I literally had no clue. Y'all, these are pictures. The pictures I took the day before my pop was gone. Y'all, that day was so amazing. I was so happy. I felt good. I felt cute. Everything just felt so beautiful about that day. It was such a pretty day outside. It was sunny all day. And I got to see my pop. And little did I know I was going to go home that afternoon, and that would be my absolute last time with him. Last month in April, we had an award ceremony, and for me to have obtained a 4.0 GPA the first semester is just wild, because I don't know how or understand why, because the first semester was rough for your girl, okay? Like, August and September was fine. Those first 2 months, we had August, which was getting back into the swing of things, and then September, was my birthday month, and so it was great. October was rocky because Pop ended up in the hospital early in the month, and then later things started slowing back down, and October was homecoming, so things kind of balanced out. But at the same time, it was still traumatizing to watch Pop go through the whole process, because I really thought that he was going to die that weekend. But God, of course, gave him to us for 5 more months. In November, we had another scare with Pop, which of course scared me a ton once again. And then in December, I was low-key stressed because of midterm exams coming up, and I was just trying to get stuff turned in so that I wouldn't have to worry about it. And winter break was not the kind of break I expected. The first 5 days were fine. What y'all saw in the Christmas edition of Weekend Recap last year were the best parts of Weekend Recap and best parts of the entire break, because it started getting scary after that. My pop started getting worse, and he confessed to my parents and I on Christmas that he really wasn't getting a lot of sleep, and he was also just not really in his right mind a lot of times. And he was thinking he was in certain places and talking to people that actually weren't there, and it wasn't real. So it was just insane, and he started to forget many of the things that I would tell him. And so I started becoming very, very nervous that he was going to eventually forget who I was. And it was hard because he couldn't call or text me because he was very weak. The last video chat that we had was December 20th, which was 5 days before Christmas. And, which was also 3 months before he passed away. And December is really when it all kind of went down. I actually cried on Christmas Day because I just felt in my heart that that would be the last Christmas we were ever going to have with him. And because he was in and out of his right mind all the time, I just felt like he was already gone, because I felt like I lost him mentally before I did physically. Of course, coming back to school in the new year, after break, trying to get back into student mode and focus, I had, so much anxiety because my thoughts would start thinking of all the things that could happen to Pop while I'm in school. And, everyone's, happy and holly and jolly, and child, I'm traumatized. I'm shook. The anxiety continued until the day he passed away. Like, anxiety was so bad that I would come home after school and be on the couch just scrolling through social media like Instagram and TikTok, because I just could not focus on work. It was like, getting on my phone every few seconds to just have a distraction, because I was always expecting bad news, because I knew that's where all of this was going to, end. And so once you realize that there's nothing you can do anymore, you just have to be mature enough to put it in God's hands and just let that person go. Y'all knew that my spring break was absolutely amazing, because I had posted it, and it was the spring break edition of Weekend Recap, and it is the longest weekend recap episode to ever exist on this channel. So it was good, man. Like I said, I never imagined coming back from spring break on that Monday, and then 2 days later, Pop was gone. And so, right at the beginning of the fourth quarter, with exams and testing season quickly approaching, how convenient. So I am very proud of myself. I worked through a lot of pain physically, emotionally, and mentally to get to this year's finish line. You're looking at someone who has had long nights of homework, sleepless nights because of anxiety, hard nights because of tears, and someone who has managed grief and grades at the same time. This is not built for the weak. I mean, when you go back down the list, I never imagined having all of this happen within 8 consecutive years. In 2016, I started my ministry journey very young at 9 years old as just a church musician. And then in 2017, the following year, I became a PK. And with that alone just came with so much mess. And you'll hear more about that in the next episode of Couch Conversations. The following year, 2018, my city suffered a Category 5 hurricane. And then the following year in 2019, my grandmother passed away, and I also had scoliosis surgery. Watching my grandmother decline in her health, along with me also being in pain because of scoliosis all the time, literally sucked the life out of me. And then coming into 2020, the pandemic happened, which had me inside my house for a good 9-10 months because, nothing was safe. And then in 2021, there was some family feud. Oh my God, that was exhausting. And then summer 2022 was a disaster, as you guys know. And then the third quarter of 2022 was somewhat of a calamity in certain parts. And then we get to 2023 and Pop's gone. Y'all, that's 8 consecutive years of something going on that has literally just wrecked me. But the way that God has graced me to overcome these hurdles these past 8 years has been indescribably amazing. But I said, God, if it's a boring year with nothing hype going on, I will take it, because I don't need anything else to happen for a long time. Let me tell you something. I am so ready for summer break, because I am ready to not be worried about work, other people's work, drama, and just everything that comes with school and academics. I'm ready to not have to plan missing a school day because I need a mental health day. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go on vacation this weekend, along with Pentecost Sunday coming up on Sunday as well. It's about to be rejuvenating. I'm so excited. This summer is going to be so much better than last year's. Last summer drained me so bad. I hated it. But this year we are going to change that. It's crazy to think that the next time you guys will see me will be the last week of sophomore season weekend recap. And then after that, we start the summer season fun. Just a little self-appreciation video for myself. Just telling you guys, all of the things. Well, not all of the things, but just some of the big highlights of things that I've overcome this sophomore season, and why I'm just so proud that I've made it this far. God has been so good, and I'm just so grateful that He has allowed me to be able to overcome everything that I have, that I could make it to the end of this year. And I'm ready for what's next. I love y'all so much, and I am signing out as a sophomore.